Oh, hey Internet! How's it going? This week, some jerk hacked into a baby monitor and started swearing at a 2-year-old. Maybe your baby monitor shouldn't be connected to the web? The federal government shut down the Silk Road, typical big government intervention, shutting down an innovative company just to protect traditional brick-and-mortar drug dealers. And we talk with a longtime technophiliac whose website we made fun of. He'll tell us whether or not we're jerks. The CEO of Quest, a phone and broadband provider, is going to jail for not giving the NSA info. Why didn't he just tell the NSA he dropped the data off between 9 and 4, then not show up? It's what he does for everyone else. Anyways, my name's Justin Pott. I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and you're listening to Technophilia. Keep doing that. With me today, as always, from the UK, as always, is Mr. James Bruce. How you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. Not bad.
Also with me from Connecticut is Dave LeClaire. What's up, Dave?
I'm not from the UK.
You're not from the UK. Yeah, so I can't say with me today. It doesn't rhyme as well.
I know.
Nothing rhymes with Connecticut either.
I ruined your rap, I'm sorry. Your podcast rap.
That's fine. And with me today from Tallahassee, Florida, it's a longtime technophiliac named Cody. How's it going, Cody?
Hey, it's going well. How are you?
Pretty great. We're really excited to have you on. You were saying before the show started that we should just make fun of a random listener every week and then invite them to be guests. It could be a recurring thing. How was your experience with this process?
You know, honestly, I was actually so excited that somebody even mentioned the small project that I made that
yeah.
I honestly didn't even mind the mocking. So I think you guys could get away with it if you want to.
Okay. So the project, and again, I sorry, it's Cody. What's your last name? Sorry.
Romano.
Cody Romano. I was gonna say that, but I'm like, it can't be that. I don't know why. Anyways, Cody Romano, you had a project called Winestagram.
So
yeah,
Winestagram was something that I made. I actually made it in literally an hour. I just decided it would be a funny thing to do to have this service where people could. I figured there's a story behind every wine bottle, so people could basically upload a photo of the event, like a dinner where they had a bottle of wine, and then they'd get a code to write on the cork so they could kind of look up the photo and the memory of the wine bottle.
Yeah, nice.
So I had some questions about this, actually. Do you mind?
I love the jungle sounds we're getting from you now, Cody.
If it's too much, I can move inside. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I had some questions. Sorry, can I ask you about Winestagram?
Oh, sure.
So, like, the point is to save the corks, right? I mean, so each one has a number, and you save the corks. I'm just wondering what your preferred method of cork storage was.
You know, I didn't build an elaborate device to store them. I think, you know, maybe once it turns into this thriving business and I get tons of royalties from it, then I'll invest in building those things.
I was just wondering if you had like a collage on your wall where you would stick all the corks or something, like with the number facing towards you, or just a bin in the corner of the room where you.
I see. I made fun of this, but I told my wife Kathy about it, and she's like, "Oh, that's really cool," because she knows someone who like makes things out of corks, and how cool would it be if you bought a thing made out of corks, and then they all had the numbers on them, and you could like see all the stories behind all the corks in this like. Yeah. So maybe we're just stupid for not seeing the potential here. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know.
You know, with your knowledge of technology, I think you guys could really be consultants on this thing, and maybe if we spent like an hour or two more, maybe it would really turn into something.
Can I have 5%?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable deal.
$10.
Okay, 5% for an hour of my time. That'd be stupid not to do it. Is this how you go down the dark road of becoming a VC? Is this how it starts?
I think so.
Oh no, I really don't want to go there.
Your life is now over, Justin. Sorry.
Well, we'll talk to you a bit more after, but first I wanted to say that this week's episode is brought to you by Bitdefender Total Security with Photon. Experience the ultimate anti-malware defense at incredible speed without slowdowns. Bitdefender Photon is an innovative virus technology that accelerates scanning speed by gradually adapting to your PC. So we want to thank Bitdefender, as always, for helping out the show. Check out their stuff if you like it. Yeah, so Cody, you were working on something else besides just Winestagram right now, right?
Yeah, so I've been working on a few little projects just for fun in my free time, and one of them I thought you and your listeners might be interested in is called BuzzGrade. And
BuzzGrade, yeah.
It's a tool for people who write things for the web, and basically it can scan your writing and gives you a grade based on how many buzzwords you use.
Mm-hmm. And I was very happy when I pasted some of my articles into this and I didn't use any buzzwords, because we pride ourselves at makeuseof.com of writing technology news for humans and not industry insiders. So if I think I might just start running all articles we publish on the site through it, and if someone gets too high, I'm like, hey, dude, stop writing for VCs, write for humans.
You should probably make it a WordPress plugin.
Yeah, make this a WordPress plugin so that you can check it.
Yeah, it really does make a big difference.
Where did you get your list of buzzwords? What are some buzzwords?
Well, I got a list of buzzwords from Wikipedia, so it has all the common ones, like I can't really think of any offhand, but I mean, I'm sure you've heard them if you've read a press release before, and so that's a pretty comprehensive list.
So what are your favorite buzzwords?
I think my favorite, I don't know if favorite's the right word, because a part of me really hates the buzzword, but I think social media kind of gets me sometimes, because
social media. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I think the problem I have with it is that it's usually used as a singular noun, like social media is, this or that. But I think it's actually a lot of, I studied public relations in school, and one of the things I noticed was that there are really many different media sources that can be considered social, and they each have like different benefits, pros and cons. So I kind of hate thinking about all media as kind of this one like blob, if that makes sense.
I also kind of hate the cloud for what it's become. I saw Microsoft say that like the Windows 8 comes with the cloud. Yeah. And people have no idea what it means. They just Microsoft started saying paradigm shift. Oh, that's a good one. Disrupt. We're going to disrupt the way toilets work. We're going to disrupt plumbing. From now on, every time you use the toilet, you can mark it in your iPhone app. It's revolutionary. Oh, revolutionary's got to be in there too, doesn't it? Oh, man.
Yeah, I think the cloud is definitely a big one. I don't know if I know you guys did a review of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was funny to me.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, that's what you get for broadcasting from outside.
Oh, well.
Unbelievable. Oh, well,
that's okay. That's okay. We'll recover. Let's do one story, and then we'll have more with Cody when he comes back.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about this break Facebook thing. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah, we'll get to that, too. I tried it. Did you get it working?
He's back. Yeah.
Oh, good. Hey, Cody.
Quick recovery.
You there?
Nah, we can't hear you, man.
Oh, that's fine. Let's talk about Skype for a while. So Skype now syncs chats across all devices. This has been a pet peeve for mine for a long time. I've got my phone, I've got a Skype phone, I've got Skype here, and I've got Skype on my tablet. And if I see a message on my tablet, when I log in on my computer, it's going to say you still have all these unread messages, and you have to check it again and again. So, it's 2013. I guess Microsoft decided to finally fix this. Good for them. Does it actually work? Doubt it somehow. I just assume that this is going to stay broken forever. But at least they're trying.
Did it not sync before?
No. If something was read on your tablet, it would not be marked as read on your computer.
Oh, I remember where I'd open it up on my iPad, and then there'd be like the last 100 messages would come bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
That was
because it didn't sync. I still kind of get that.
It's a form of syncing.
Yeah. Cody, are you there for real?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, sorry about that. Minor tech problem.
We have this problem sometimes when we use Wi-Fi. That's why I'm in my living room instead of my office now. But I get to sit on the couch, so it's all good. So James wanted to ask you about some of your current projects, including Break Facebook.
Oh, yeah. So another little thing that I made is a tool to help you take structured breaks from Facebook. So I usually find that Facebook's a really fun tool because it helps you stay connected with a big, like a broad network of friends and coworkers. But the problem is that sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming.
It's kind of like your broad network of friends and family stops by at work to ask you how you're doing and let you know how their day's going. And it's great, but it's not conducive to a workflow, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that I think a lot of people feel like they need to take breaks from it occasionally. But the problem I have is whenever I would say that I wanted to take a break from it, I would always end up like checking it in the grocery store or the bank or something. And so basically all that this service, Break Your Facebook, does is it basically you choose how long you want to take a break, and then it temporarily locks you out of your account until that date.
So how does it do that? You have to change your password?
Does that. That's awesome, because I tried this. Please explain it to us.
Did it work for you, James?
No, I'll let him explain how it works.
Okay.
So one thing I'll say right off the bat is for security reasons, it doesn't actually log into your Facebook account and lock you out like programmatically, because the Facebook API doesn't allow that for very good reasons.
They want people to spend as much time as possible on Facebook.
So how do you get around that, Cody?
So what I do is I randomly generate a password, and then I give you a link to your Facebook settings. So you use that new password for your Facebook without trying to remember it. And then it gives you a page, and that page will reveal your password on the date of your choice. So that way you can see, it'll show you the password on your set date, and you can use it to log in.
What?
Does that make sense?
So no, wait. I go to your site, I generate a new password, then I go to Facebook to my account settings to change the password. Presumably I promise not to copy-paste this password anywhere else. I paste in this password that I got from your site. I close the page where I was on there, otherwise I'll copy-paste it, right? And then at some point, I go back to the site, it gives me my password back, then I can go back to Facebook, change my password to what it normally is, and then we're all happy again.
Well, I think when you say it like that, it makes it sound like
Technophilia now makes fun of listeners on air to their face.
Well, I will say that I actually am planning to change it so that you write your Facebook password on a wine cork, and then you store the wine cork somewhere.
That would be awesome. I don't know if you know this. There's this Chrome plugin called Stay Focused. You click on it. You set like 2 hours. It blocks you out of Facebook for 2 hours. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I think the one thing that I do like, because I've used this Break Your Facebook thing a few times, is that it gives you a little badge you can share with your friends to let them know that you're taking a break. So it kind of forces you to stay away for a little while. But I'm sure those plugins sound.
Say, James, I didn't want to talk about this one specifically because I didn't want to make fun of the poor guy again. And you drag this in. Come on. The buzzword thing was cool.
You didn't think I was going to give him an easy time, did you? That would
flanking us with a nice jungle ambiance. With the sound there, yeah.
Yep, that's true. No, I'm sorry, Cody. It sounds awesome.
It does. Really it's a cool idea. I wish Facebook would make it easier for stuff like this to happen, but it's in their best interest that everyone use Facebook as long as possible.
Wait, you wish Facebook would make it easier for third-party developers to change your Facebook password?
Yes.
Are you insane?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the above are true.
This is all true.
Yeah.
No, I actually do like the idea. I think as it evolves, it'll get better and better.
Thanks.
Being mean.
You know, I think you have to have critics. You know, I think that's the only way things get better, right?
And I do want to say, because I know that people who run Fortune 500 companies and startups listen to this podcast regularly, that if you're looking for a good programmer to put stuff like this together for you, you should hire Cody. He's looking for work.
Oh, thank you.
So look this guy up. He's worth it.
I was very impressed with the interface. It's all nicely programmed. It's very smooth and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Facebook wasn't giving you the access you want. That's fine. That's great. I like the idea.
I use Facebook.
I use a Mac program called Self-Control, and it's insidious. I don't know if you know this one, but
no, I haven't heard of it.
You make a blacklist of sites, and it blocks you from seeing them. And it doesn't matter if you close the program or restart your computer or like try to edit files directly or even delete the program. You're not going to be able to get to those sites for the allowed of time.
How does it do that?
you allotted. I think it does something to the host's file. And it locks itself down though. It's a bugger of a program, but I like when
I find it's a problem, I just don't visit Facebook.
See, you have the discipline that makes this problem irrelevant, and we clearly don't.
I just hate Facebook, so.
But it's not Facebook for everyone. For some people, it's Reddit.
I clearly don't if I had to block the email list for the authors, though.
Oh, that's true.
I don't have that much self-control.
Yeah, because you just want to swear at everyone who writes for Make Use Of and tell them they're morons. Exactly. That's what you do in email, yeah. Okay. So, Instagram is apparently going to try to monetize, but they're too hip and cool to add ads directly. What they're going to do is show you cool photos from brands because that you don't already follow. Is this a viable strategy? Can they ever make money with this? James, you make money on the web.
Have they considered selling wine corks and then associating wine corks?
I'm sensing a theme to this episode.
You know, I actually did wonder how the stereotype of Instagram is how everybody always posts pictures of their food. I wonder if they could have these promotions where like Arby's would pay to put pictures of Arby's and make it look like your friends took it.
They'd have to arrange it really nicely. Well, yeah, they could see if your friends checked in at Arby's on Foursquare or whatever, and then just assume that they would have taken a picture of their food if they weren't embarrassed. So then Arby's could just say, "Oh, Jimmy was too embarrassed to take a picture of what he ordered, but here it is." There you go.
Take a picture of shitty Arby's, though.
Who goes to Arby's? Is Arby's still a
exactly.
thing?
That's the point. So if you went
Arby's?
there, if you did somehow, like, drunkenly stumble into an Arby's and order some shit beef sandwich, would you really take a picture of it?
Yeah.
What's Arby's? Arby's.
It's like a shitty fast food place that specializes in fake shitty roast beef.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Fast food roast beef. What's that? That's not a thing, is it?
It's like a meat sandwich, like a cold cut type of thing. Like,
they are purveyors of bad meat. There's a reason it hasn't made it to the UK. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I think probably most of the food that people take pictures of on Instagram isn't that good to begin with. So it's probably a step above Arby's, but not too great.
I see a lot of really good food.
I feel like if you're going to take a photo of your food, it should be something you made.
It's like fancy food.
In order to earn, if you want to earn the right to show me a picture of whatever shit you're eating, which I don't give a shit about anyway, then you should at least have made it.
You heard it, Internet. Dave is making decrees.
Hey,
that's right. I'm laying down the law right now.
Yeah.
Make your own goddamn food and then show me photos.
Let's make a Technophilia Instagram channel. That might work.
What would we share pictures of?
Ourselves.
How do I even view Instagram? God, I hate this stupid site.
You put it on your phone, dummy.
I have an Instagram. I went on it and I was like, look, I have like 90 Instagram followers, even though I've posted like 2 pictures in my whole life. And then I was like, all right, that's enough Instagram, and then I closed it.
How'd you get? Is it your Twitter followers just come?
I'm not sure how people stumbled upon this barren wasteland that is my Instagram. So I don't know.
There's a lot of hate for James in the chat room from someone.
There's like a picture of a car and like a picture of like a skier who wasn't me that I thought was cool.
Well, everyone can check out Dave's Instagram. We'll put it in the description.
Except I don't even remember what my username is, so no, you can't.
Never mind. Not going to
probably
happen.
Sideox or Daveox or something.
BitTorrent is working on a peer-to-peer, secure, user-owned instant messaging system called, they're really good at names, BitTorrent Chat. It's really hard to set up a chat protocol because people need to start using it before it's even vaguely useful, so I don't know if this will get up and running. But with all the recent NSA paranoia, is this the time for something like this? What do you think, Cody?
I mean, I think it's definitely... it would definitely be useful. I know there's a big concern now about the NSA getting access to the SSL keys, and so I know that some people feel like it's kind of hopeless to even have secure messaging in the U.S. So I don't really know anything about the new tool, but if it can provide a solution to that, it would be really useful.
It could be. It could be.
Isn't BitTorrent an American company?
Yeah, but if they themselves don't have access to the data, they can't legally be made to give it up.
But hang on. We've already established the NSA built backdoors into things as soon as they were conceived, right? So it's not so crazy to think they could build one into this, and BitTorrent couldn't tell us.
You know what? A year ago, I'd tell you you're paranoid, but now I just don't know anymore. Like,
I mean, this could be a really good way of getting a direct tap on terrorists. You know?
I was at Google. Oh, sorry, I was at Boulder Open Coffee Club yesterday morning, and someone was saying, "Yeah, there's a bar down the street that won't let me enter wearing my Google Glass because they think the NSA might be using it to spy on people. They think I'm just uploading information to the NSA constantly." And I'm just like, well, to be fair, do you know you're not? And everyone laughed, but then it's like, wait, they might actually be doing that. We don't. Like it's just this kind of thing where you'd sound like a crazy homeless person 2 years ago, and now we're all just like, oh, yep, that's how it is.
Probably happening.
Yeah, you know, I think the NSA can actually be really helpful, because I was writing a story about privacy and security, and the director of the NSA called me and he said, "I really like where you're going with this in that Google Doc. I think it looks really good." So they're very helpful, you know.
So, these jokes are funny because we just can't mesh with the reality of it, though. I mean, the reality's so absurd that all we can do. I mean, everyone's made the joke at this point. Like, the NSA backed up. I lost my. Even Dilbert's done it. Like, I lost my files, so I asked the NSA if I could get them back. Like everyone's made that joke, but at the core of it is just this weird feeling that, wow, all of our worst fears are kind of true, and we're trying to get over that. I think just throw your computer in the garbage, people. You heard it here first. But leave some device that has everything blacklisted, except for make use of .tv, so you can listen to Technophilia. Anyways, that's a terrible, terrible idea. Speaking of everything being connected to the internet, some creep hacked an internet-connected baby monitor and swore at a toddler. The father was wondering why this kid was crying, and when he got in there, he heard like, "You suck, baby!" Like in much less kind words than that. My idea. You suck, baby. That's the title.
That guy's the worst shit talker ever.
I'm pretty sure that's not what he was saying, but I didn't. I aspire for this to be a family show someday, so I'm not going to go on too big a rant. Dave, you can do that if you want. But maybe we should stop connecting everything to the internet. What do you think, Dave?
My lock on my front door is connected to the internet.
I'm going to hack that shit.
Hack it up, dog. Then you can come over and we can hang out and like do fun stuff.
Can you unlock it from anywhere in the world then?
Yeah.
So you're in the jungles of Vietnam because you're looking for a very rare nest title that you can't get here in America. And you get a call. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I need to feed your goldfish, but I forgot the key." You could just be like, "Oh, no problem, dog. Tap, tap, tap. Open it."
Yeah, but I highly doubt I would have service in the jungles of Vietnam. But
they probably have it up there.
I can't think of another use case for that where you would ever want to unlock your door without being in front of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really think of a use for it either, but I got it for free from the company that makes it. So
does it unlock automatically when you walk near it?
It locks automatically.
Oh, but it doesn't
after
unlock.
like 30 seconds. But no, it really has no purpose. It's more just like, I guess if somebody was at my house and I wasn't home, I could let them in, but I don't know. I don't know why I'd want to do that.
Yeah, yesterday I saw an ad for a smoke and carbon monoxide detector that's internet connected. Nest.
It's
yeah.
Nest.
Yeah. That looks really good.
They were talking about this yesterday at Boulder Open Coffee again, but they kept just saying they make really boring things seem exciting by hooking them up to a smartphone. And I guess it's cool if you get a text, but beeping's fine too, as long as I know to get out of the room.
I like the way it turns on as a little nightlight when you're just like wandering around.
They're like introducing some design aspects to this. I don't know. What was it? Like $180?
About that, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
20 something.
So I don't know how much. How does that? What's a smoke detector cost?
About $30.
You think?
I got one that screams and shouts at you. It's terrifying.
Does it?
Yep.
Well, you should make it. Well, I thought I would just have the sensor be on the web, people can see the carbon monoxide levels and send me a tweet at JHPot if they think it's dangerous, and then I'll know to get out of the room. I want to crowdsource this. We should try getting buzzwords into the sentences here.
This could be a really bad idea, but one of the use cases they mentioned for the Nest was if you're cooking and you don't want your alarm to go off and have it be really annoying. I wonder if they could have some kind of snooze button for the smoke detector. So if you're going to be cooking something, or if you have remote access to it, you can do things like that.
What are you people cooking?
I'm not that bad of a cook personally, but
sausages. Okay.
Well, it turns off by waving your hand at it, apparently, which I thought was kind of cool. You don't have to get a ladder and go up there and touch a really high ceiling.
I wonder if it actually turns on again automatically, because that sounds kind of dangerous if you have to remember to turn it back on.
That's a good question. Fair enough.
The chat room's very actively talking about the Tea Party and the NSA right now, a topic we glossed over. Someone wants to know, why isn't anyone stopping it? To which I respond, 9/11, man. Don't you remember? Never forget. I don't know, though. I don't know. Yeah. Moving right along.
Do we have a URL where we can go and shout at this baby?
No! That's a terrible idea.
What? I want to
That's what we're going to do.
It's I think the URL is destroyingchildhooddreams.com. I think I just made that up.
I'm gonna go to it.
It probably is.
Let's go and tell him the fact about life right now.
We should tell him.
We're not going to swear at him. We're just going to be straight up.
Drill it into his head.
You know what? I think that domain's available. So, James, just saying, your next big venture. You could be the owner of iPadBoardGames.org and DestroyingChildhoodDreams.com. It could be like a whole network for you, yeah. Moving right along, the founder of Snapchat only agreed to be interviewed with a local paper if the reporter agreed not to talk about nudity. Now, this must have made it awkward for the reporter, because what the hell else do you use Snapchat for? I don't know. Why can companies demand this from reporters? I guess it's because reporters have zero ways to make money in this day and age. What do you think, Cody?
I mean that's a good question. I think it probably depends on the company too.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should be able to get away with it. It seems kind of ridiculous to me, because they also, whenever you say no comment, it's always worse than anything else you could have said, because it's basically an admission of guilt. I think that anybody who's in that position should have enough media training where they should be able to spin it in some way to say, well, yeah, some people do that, but maybe they're also using it for other reasons.
Yeah, so this disclaimer at the bottom is worse than if they just had a very frank, yeah, some people use it for that, but that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on connecting individuals so that they can resonate. Like we could pull up the buzzword connector to do that. Yeah, it says Spiegel agreed to be interviewed under the guideline that no controversial questions would be asked. He also would not let the reporter audio tape the interview. Oh, those people are the worst. If you can't tape it, then later, if you do quote something frank that was said, they can just say, we didn't say it, and you'd have no evidence either way. So, yeah. People need to stop doing this, but then you have a company like Apple that famously basically doesn't give any interviews to anyone ever. And as a result, the entire global media just wants to do all that they can to help them as much as possible. So I don't know. This is an ongoing thing. It's not helping you guys get information about what's really going on. Instead, you have jackasses like us guessing.
Well, what it probably came down to was the reporter needed that interview more than they needed to be interviewed, so they had to suck it up and deal with his commands.
Yeah, but if you agree with interviewing someone on those terms, you might as well just be printing the press release. Because that's about what you're going to do.
He had a quota of a story that he needed, and he needed to get it out, so he agreed to the stupid terms because it was either that or get in trouble for not getting his required interview out. So that's kind of the nature of the game, I guess.
Yeah, it sucks how much worse it's getting.
Such is life.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on to something a little happier here. Microsoft, get this, wants Linux-based Android phones to dual boot into Windows. We are living in bizarro world, people. Microsoft wants Windows to be a second option on Linux devices. What's going on, James? I'm uncomfortable. I'm scared.
I have no idea. I didn't have this story. Sounds like nonsense to me. HTC is going to say no, right? No one.
Yeah, well, why would they? I mean, I guess they could. There's 2 operating
systems. Please reduce your profits. Okay, then.
Yeah. Sell the phone that's already selling, but give us a cut. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but it's just really pointing to that degree to which a company that had a monopoly on the desktop, a few devices aside, is really, really clawing to try to get some kind of foothold into this new market. Well, new. It's been, what, 6 years now? Cody, if you're Microsoft, what do you do to make people use Windows phones?
That's a really hard sell. I don't know.
I mean, as every tech reporter is required by law to say, it's a very nice operating system. There just aren't any apps for it. And yeah, it is a hard sell, isn't it?
I'm scared of that SteamOS.
You think?
Yeah.
You think that has anything to do with
I'm being sarcastic. They don't give a fuck about SteamOS. No one gives a fuck about SteamOS.
Can we go ahead and predict the death of Windows right now? Just like Windows.
No, I think at some point that's going to happen.
All of them.
Well, yeah, because eventually the universe will end in Coca-Cola and Windows and all of this.
No, come on. 5 years? Is 5 years too optimistic?
I think 10.
10. All right.
I think the most the worst thing about Microsoft, from what I've heard from like an employee's point of view, is that they have a system whereby each employee has to kind of rate himself and then rate his team members, and they have to have kind of a bottom. They some people have to be ranked lower than others. So they said that it created it like so every manager has to basically rate his employees, and certain people are above average, others are average, others are below. And so as a result, you have a lot of the top engineers don't want to work with other top engineers, because why would you? You know, then you're just creating more competition. So they said people don't always share information with each other and that kind of thing.
Justin, I've got this great idea for make use of.
Okay. Okay.
How about if we start? No, never mind. Carry on.
Okay, there was Dave P., who is a Technophiliac favorite, come on the show, has a column called We Ask You, where he asks, make use of readers, what's up? And he wanted to know, who would you replace Steve Ballmer with if you had the choice? And the overwhelming best answer was Tony Stark from the Iron Man series. Oh. So you can't even come up with a real person who could help run this company at this point.
I think the readers would have voted for me, to be honest. Are you sure you read that right?
You didn't even come up, to be honest. Technophiliacs, you need to start going on to Dave's column and nominating us for everything. I'm making this a rule. Get on it, guys. I need to stop saying This is a really bad habit. I just really like the idea that like geeks who really are in the know. Oh yeah, I'm kind of sick of Linux, man. I'm gonna try putting Windows onto my phone. I just like that idea. It's really weird. More Microsoft news now. No one at Microsoft is working on using Kinect to serve up real-time advertising. Yet? I don't know. This is what they're claiming, though. It's not happening. Do you think that this is just going to be an impossible urge to resist eventually, Dave?
Well, it seems like it. I mean, that's like the ultimate targeted ad.
Yeah.
You know, man, I really could go for some pizza tonight.
Or if it sees that you're starting to fall asleep.
It's Domino's. Let's get some Domino's. No one actually likes Domino's, but there's a conveniently placed ad for it, so I guess we should get it.
You know, I'm kind of hoping that the Xbox One, since it has all those sensors, can just detect that I have a sedentary lifestyle and order a pizza for me, you know, or something like that. Or project
without your permission.
It's got your credit
card. That'd be great.
It's like, we can tell you're hungry based on the look on your face, so we've ordered you a pizza.
No, what I like to do is I keep the box around the house and I put a number on it. Oh, I'm sorry.
So did Microsoft say they're not working on this, or what? Because
in the article, you'll see it says that no one is working on it right now.
What? But, I mean, Microsoft isn't exactly well known for not backtracking on anything it said, in that it backtracks on everything it said.
Especially when it comes to the Xbox One. Yeah,
exactly right.
They've held their ground on everything.
So what this probably means is, yes, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. probably.
It means they've had somebody working on it for the last 5 years, and you know, it's just at that exact moment that person was off
Maybe
from
Domino's
work.
in the UK
So
is different because here our Domino's is pretty good, especially the dough balls. Oh my god, Pizza Hut
Europeans
dough
have
balls.
bad taste in pizza that they just don't know it.
Europeans made pizza, you punk.
Italian pizza sucks.
Oh my!
it does.
Have you been? It's not as good. I'm sorry. You made pizza.
Well, I can't compare with Chicago. Whatever. I didn't.
Chicago pizza sucks too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago
Well,
pizza's not very good.
Obviously, New York.
New York, man.
Yeah.
That's where the pizza is.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, you'd think that Italy would be really good at it, but no, they don't put enough grease or cheese on there.
Well,
They
if
don't
you
know what they're
like
doing.
that style of pizza, I'm sure it's amazing. But I think it's I don't like my pizza with the fresh mozzarella on it. I want shredded, processed, pasteurized mozzarella. I don't want that globs of whatever.
But you want good pasteurized, fresh stuff. Like you don't want it from Domino's. You want it. Anyways, we can talk
I
about
don't really
pizza.
mind
a lot
Domino's
more.
in certain mood situation. When I wanna
Linux
spend
Fangirl
$5
is now
on pizza.
complaining about Mexican tacos. So yeah, I'm just saying it's our job as North Americans to take food from around the world and make it better.
And screw it up.
Make it better.
Oh right. Okay. Is that the impression you have? Right. It's funny. It's not the impression the rest of the world has. But all right. Go ahead.
When it comes to pizza, they're wrong.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm assuming you put this one here, James. There's a new
What?
iconic privacy brand in the world called
Piracy.
Yiffy.
Piracy.
Piracy.
Yeah. I added this.
Piracy's your thing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's about the rise of Yiffy and the concept of like piracy brands, and I think the most famous was Axo a few years back, and it's just such a curious phenomenon where like, although Yiffy isn't a part of the scene as it was, it's established itself as like a brand synonymous with timely quality movie releases at good file sizes, to the extent that people will not search for a specific movie anymore. They'll actually type in Yiffy and start looking for only Yiffy released movie torrents, which is pretty crazy if you think about it.
That's
So I
not.
thought that
But
was
they
quite
also have a site that reminds me of movies.io a little bit, which.
Do they? I've never visited their site. I would.
No, I clicked through the link in the article that you pasted. So.
Yeah, I mean they publish on a bunch of places. I haven't visited their own site though. That's probably a good. Way
It is
of getting
funny
yourself
how
noticed.
these pirates, in looking to upend the existing system, kind of create a subsystem very similar to it. Like, I bet you if someone copied the Yiffy brand and started releasing pirated movies under it, they'd be like, you can't do that. That's a violation of our intellectual property. like at some level, you're just creating these same kinds of systems. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I like. Oh yeah, this is a nice site.
Speaking of piracy, Google kills 8 pirated links every second, according to the information they release. Now, to their
Correction,
credit,
9 links a second.
9 links a second it's going
9
up.
links a second.
Yeah, so you couldn't even do like the finger snap thing and say like, a pirated link is removed from the web every 8 seconds. No, it's the backwards. It's 8 links every second. I can't even snap that fast. We couldn't make that commercial. It would be like a dubstep commercial. That wouldn't work at all. But yeah, to Google's credit, they released this information, which kind of gives you an archive of all the pirated links on the internet, second effect. But, you know, I don't know if Bing's taking stuff down. We've long pointed out that it's a lot easier to find pirated copies of Microsoft software on Bing than it is on Google. Is that still true?
Hmm?
You don't
No
know.
idea.
Okay, whatever.
I was looking at the numbers for this though, which are
Oh, okay.
pretty fascinating. So at the start of 2012, Google was handling about 180,000 links a week, takedown requests every week.
Yeah.
And then by July this year, that had grown to 1.8 million a week. Sorry, and then now it's 5.3 million a week, which is what 15 times what it was a year ago or something. It's immense. How I think we can probably say this war on piracy is safely being lost.
This is a data project most companies on Earth wouldn't be able to take on, and Google's just doing it out of some kind of requirement, right? When you think about it, processing 8 links to remove from your database every second, that in and of itself is a huge project that has to be costing them quite a bit of money.
They can check each one though. They don't check them. They just they kind of take them all down, and then if they got it wrong, then you have to appeal and say, actually, can you have a look at that again? I think that's a bit dodgy. And that's a shameful thing, really. That's what's bad about all this.
Yancey Eaton in the chat room is pointing out that tomatoes are indigenous to the Americas and weren't introduced to Europe until the 1700s. So suck it, James. We indirectly invented pizza.
What?
Yeah. No tomatoes in Europe until Columbus. Jerk.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
We now have the tomato. That's what it is.
Nothing you Brits like
a potato
started
tomato.
in Europe. Beer comes from Egypt. Tea comes from, like, Asia.
China.
Like you don't have any culture, really, when it comes to food. If it weren't for Indian food, there wouldn't be any decent restaurants in your city.
What about tea?
Curry? Yeah,
We have curry.
curry, indigenous to America.
What?
We didn't have curry in India until Columbus. Not lying. Look it up.
Oh my God, you're so delusional.
And you know,
What delusional? Look at
America didn't even exist until like 100 years ago. What the hell is wrong with you?
The continent was here, jackass.
Oh, the continent was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that was our continent, I believe, first.
My
so
people
in a way,
were
everything
over
is ours.
I believe it was the
the
Native
Netherlands at
Americans
the time, taking
continent
over
first.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's convenient to you, isn't it, Dave? You acknowledge the existence of the Native Americans.
I always
Right,
I go to their
whatever.
casino and give them money.
You go to the casino. That's your contribution to the natives.
They're making like $1 trillion a day at that casino. They can't get bits too much.
Actually, the ones in your state, Connecticut, are struggling now because New York has its own casinos. So thanks, New York.
God damn it, New York. Go. Don't you already have enough shit with all of your good pizza?
Yeah. Yancey, what have you unleashed? Look what you're doing. Look up. I'm pretty sure it's indigenous to the U.S. Not the U.S., but the southern.
I feel like you made that up. I don't believe that, Justin.
You know? Okay.
Nope.
Now I'd looked this up, but I've learned that if I look stuff up, no one keeps the flow of the show going, and you will all stare blankly into the webcam until I say something again. So I'm going to keep going. But if I'm wrong, prove me wrong, yeah.
Looking stuff up is dumb. Just say it, and if it's true, it's true. If it's not true, who cares?
Internet! Holy crap, you guys, they shut down the Silk Road. Did you see this? Yeah?
Yeah, I read that. It's crazy.
It's crazy the extent they had to go to. And again, law enforcement, you white people make me laugh, I'm reading in the chat room. Nice. It's crazy the extent law enforcement had to go to do this, but they did it, they found it. And it turns out, this is also being revealed, that the founder killed $80,000 to kill a man to try to cover his tracks. He went by the name the Dread Pirate Roberts, which is... I guess it's pretty great, I guess.
I just want to say, like, I'm not justifying murder or anything, but
No.
when you ask somebody
Controversial.
when you ask somebody to give you a kilo of cocaine and they don't deliver the coke, I mean, what the hell are you going to do? I mean, you have to do something, right?
Well,
You downvote their user.
Oh, okay, that works. Yeah, you can.
Did the Silk Road have user ratings? Cocaine was not delivered, would not buy again, 1 star. And then in brackets, would give no stars, but that's not an option.
Yeah, I think actually they're probably very self-regulating. I mean, the moment you don't follow through on a
Someone
heroin
kills
deal,
you.
I don't know. What exactly?
Oh, but I am sure that local drug dealers in your community are thrilled with the prospect of no longer having to compete with a disruptive internet force like this. So it's really, by the government, a move to help local entrepreneurs better serve their communities directly, instead of letting monoliths like the Silk Road take everything over. I think it's a good thing, Dave. Dave's gone. Whatever.
Is he actually gone? He's not gone. What are you doing, Dave? Dave.
Are you even on this show?
Sorry, this topic wasn't interesting to me.
We're talking about
Silk
drugs.
Road is.
The Silk Road, for those who don't know, it ran on the Tor network and it used bitcoins to sell drugs. The idea was everything was untraceable, but apparently the FBI, with the help of the NSA, found a way to trace it. So here's why.
Wait. The Tor network, as it is still untraceable, and you know that because the police are saying, we now know who you are. It's not untraceable. We can trace you. So when they say that, it means it's still untraceable, because if it wasn't still untraceable, they would just go ahead and catch everyone. Instead, they're saying it's traceable so that you stop using it, which is
they've caught a crap load.
Those tricky buggers.
Exactly right.
Just assume everyone's lying to you, huh? They're catching people.
But they're catching people through the Firefox browser insecurities. It's not through Tor.
Okay.
They're installing
so there's always, the vulnerability in systems like this is always people. And from what I understand, it was the cookies left behind when you log into Gmail and Facebook. So if you keep the Tor browser separate and don't log into Gmail or Facebook or services like it in your Tor browser, you might still be covered. But I'd recommend not selling drugs on the internet. I know that might be a controversial statement, but if you want...
What?
Find locals to sell to directly. It's better for the local economy. Keep drugs local. We should.
You know when I first made the Buzzgrade app, I could see just with Google Analytics, I could see what URLs people were scanning for buzzwords, and there were actually a lot of people scanning the Silk Road for buzzwords. Which and so I realized that even drug dealers really care about the quality of their writing.
That's true. That's true.
They don't want to sound like hackneyed and just every other business person.
Wait, how could you scan the Silk Road without? I thought it was on Tor.
It was through these URLs related to the Silk Road, posts about the Silk Road and that stuff. So I thought that was interesting.
Awesome.
So I'm being told the show was better precisely 39 episodes ago. I'd like to know why, because I feel like I'm doing everything.
What happened 39 episodes ago?
What was 39 episodes? Now I'm curious. Anyways, I maintain that this show was never good and that you guys are crazy. But moving right along. Twitter is applying for an IPO with absolutely no female board members. I'm not saying this is a huge deal, but I am saying that half their user base is female, and maybe they could value from that perspective a little. To tell me I'm wrong, here's James.
Ah?
Oh, am I wrong? He said on an all-male podcast.
Sorry, I tuned out. I wasn't listening.
Oh, my goodness.
I was pulling a Dave. You do a Twitter IPO, I heard? Yeah. No, really.
We're paid for this now. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I hate Twitter. I just automatically skip anything that involves Twitter. Why would I care?
And you don't generally care about financing, but it's going to value a company that makes no money whatsoever at $60 billion, I think.
Well, I'm certainly not.
What?
I'm not going to value it at $60 million. It's still worth $10 to me. Not even that.
I said billion with a B.
Wait, so you're saying that Twitter is worth the same amount as Winestagram? That's pretty impressive.
I'd say even a little bit less, to be honest.
Wait, and you're giving me 5% for an hour? We need to do this immediately. I forget what it's worth. 60 billion sounds like a lot now that I say it. There's no way that's true. Anyways,
sounds like a lot for the world's biggest
39 episodes ago, which 84 minus 39 is episode 45, and that was when we had Leon on.
Ah, now it makes sense.
Is that Leon in the chat?
Probably.
We figured it out.
Probably. We got your puzzle, dude.
He keeps changing his name to make sure we don't know who he is.
That's fantastic.
What is he right now? Shuai for a Laowai. I don't know what Xiao is, but Laowai is like a foreigner in Chinese.
And he says he's in China. Was Leon in China?
Philippines. He was in the Philippines.
Anyway, we could dedicate another half of the episode to Leon.
Anyways, there's a real lack of leading female voices in the Silicon Valley and tech companies in general. You can think of a few exceptions, like Yahoo's hire, but
it's Yahoo, so I mean it doesn't really count.
Are they even a tech company? They're more like a advertising
like
placement on sites people go to out of habit company, aren't they? Like they're not. Yeah.
They're a fantasy. At this point, they're a fantasy sports company. That's like their only service that people actually use on a regular basis.
Yeah, but they pissed those users off too, because the Yahoo Sports app, Sportacular, used to be like the favorite of sports fans, and then they updated the interface and made it suck less, and people hated it.
Yeah, so but people still use them for their fantasy sports just because.
For the fantasy sports, okay.
So long.
Well, it's obvious none of you particularly care about Twitter's IPO, but I thought I'd go over the value of a single tweet. Investor Carl Icahn, he raised Apple's stock $18 billion with 3 tweets, all of them saying, "I'm going to talk to Tim Cook and get him to pay everyone who owns Apple stock dividends." And this made lots of people buy Apple stock, which artificially raised the cost of Apple, $18 billion. So you might not care about Twitter, James, but Twitter cares about you, and it wants you to be rich. How'd your Apple stocks doing?
Not great. If you could send them a few more tweets, that would be that would be useful.
So, Carl, I know you're listening.
This isn't about Twitter, though. This is about this dude, this guy. He's it, not Twitter.
No, but
if I send out a tweet, you know what happens? Nothing.
You're not an influencer. The value here is that it gives influencer people direct access to the minds of people who follow them. Oh, in a way that the media wouldn't give you. The media would filter this. Now he can just, during his lunch break, be like, "I'm going to mess with the markets today." Tap, 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 tap. And it just happens. Like, you can just do that now. So
it's like magic.
Twitter is magic. If
James?
you're influential. Yeah. I mean, you haven't built up a follower base because all you ever tweet about is the free yogurt you got at Jimmy Britt's Yogurt Dispensary. Like you just,
Jimmy Britt's?
Jimmy Britt's.
To start tweeting proper stuff. Is that what you're implying? Like,
no, we want everyone to not follow you on Twitter because you're a waste of space.
Jess followed him for some reason when she made a Twitter, and I yelled at her.
Oh, yeah, this is the most exciting thing about my week. Dave's girlfriend Jess is now on Twitter, so we all have direct access to her brain now.
I agree with.
Going on in there.
You're mean.
I agree with. I agree with Ricky Gervais when he said that I'm too verbose to use Twitter. I feel like every time I start to use it, I get frustrated by the character limit.
I really like it. I really like
the fun of it, man. You
the limitation.
A creative way to make it fit.
You know, it is tough though. Like if you hear a lot of stories about celebrities getting in trouble because they said something on Twitter and they didn't really provide context for what they meant, and then so they go on TV or they write a blog post about it to explain it. And a part of me wonders if you had just had 200 more characters, would you have been able to actually like explain your point of view? You know?
Yeah, I mean it's an arbitrary restriction because at first Twitter was meant to be used over SMS, right? So they had to limit it at 140 because I think an SMS message is 160, and there had to be room for the username and all that. So they made it 140, and they've kept it with that. I don't know if they have to keep it at that, or the internet would break or something. I know that they're not making money as is at 140. Maybe if they took it down to 120, their bandwidth costs would go down, and then they'd be profitable. I don't know.
They should bring it down to syllables. Just see how much you can express with one syllable.
Well, see, it makes me mad at the Chinese because I had someone tweet a link to one of my articles in Mandarin once. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'm getting linked to from China. I put it in a Google Translator, and it's a freaking paragraph because each character is a word. So 140 goes a lot further in an Asian language than it does in English. So.
There was a UFC fighter who got released from the organization for a tweet.
Oh yeah, there can be bad tweets too. Yeah, you can really.
So I mean, he lost his job and his ability to fight on national TV all because he said something offensive on Twitter.
Yeah, that happens more often. You should maybe filter yourself, people.
You should probably. That was actually his second offense too. So yeah.
Well, what did he say? Not that you have to repeat it word for word.
Yeah.
Well, I believe me, I have no problem repeating offensive things word for word.
That's true.
I don't remember the one that got him released, but the first one was something about a lot more women would get into a rape van if it was called a candy van or something. It was a quote from a TV show.
What?
Something about a rape van and a candy van and.
Well, I can see why he posted that because it's hilarious.
Yeah, so he posted that, and that one got him in trouble the first time, and then he posted a second one, which I don't remember, and that's the one that got him released from his contract. The first one he got fined.
Is this Miguel Torres or something?
Yeah, Miguel Torres.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to look it up. Carry on. Okay, I can read it.
Miguel Angel Torres.
If a rape van was called a surprise van, more women wouldn't mind going for rides in them. Everybody.
Are there rape vans? Is that a thing?
I don't know. It's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something, I think.
Oh.
But of course, he didn't say that in the tweet, so it just sounded like he was tweeting, like that was his personal thought.
There was a This American Life episode. You can look it up. Maybe I should grab the link here. But it's someone put on he was mad at the Apple Store because they wouldn't fix his iPhone without an appointment. See you, Kathy. Wouldn't fix his iPhone without an appointment. So and then he got home and he watched Fight Club for a bit, and there was a scene where it's like, I'm going to come through this office and shoot everyone or something. So he just posted like a paraphrase of that about the Apple Store, and then the cops showed up at his house like in an hour and busted him, and he was stoned at the time. You should look up this episode. It's
So the moral of the story is you should be careful what you tweet.
Everyone's a public figure now, and public figures are held accountable for things that they put online.
Or maybe it's you are what you tweet.
Maybe.
What?
Maybe.
You know, like you are what you eat, but you know, a tweet, it's a play on words, James.
I see what you did there, Dave. I like
it. Didn't make sense.
You're an idiot. I hope you die.
You know, it's funny because if you think about it, a few decades ago, if you were to stand on a podium in public and announce things loudly to many people without speaking to anyone in particular, you would be schizophrenic. But today, if you do that, you're just using Facebook or Twitter. It's like the common mode of communication.
Yeah, no one. It's very rare to talk to someone directly. It's almost like impolite to do that. You just put something out there to everyone, and if someone cares, they'll reply, and everyone else just scrolls right. Oh, he's talking about politics again. I hate that. Just scroll right by, right?
I kind of want to build a podium now and just go announce things on it.
I guess you don't really stand on a podium. I guess that's not right to say.
No, I want a literal podium,
just like yard. It's like, fellow residents of my neighborhood, I'm Dave LeClaire, and here are my thoughts for the day.
I'm gonna go into the mall.
Mega Man 2 is good, but if you tried Mega Man 3,
yell at the people at the first store like, "Hey guys, I think the Flyers really suck this season," or you know whatever.
Yeah. Holy crap, your Flyers! They lost to my team.
Yeah, they really do suck this season. Yeah. I guess that's kind of what we do at the podcast every week. We just
fired your
random
coach
shit
3 games into the season. That's unprecedented. That's enough hockey talk for today before James starts complaining. China has the Great Firewall. It's famous worldwide for being very effective at automatically blocking stuff, but it turns out it's not quite that automated. James?
Oh, I misread this a little. It's actually got nothing to do with the firewall. It's more just like a booming industry in China. So agencies will trawl social networks for a list of keywords specified by the client or more often the government, and then they'll report on public opinion. And I think this is something every state or company does around the world, but it's just the scale and volume of the numbers of people involved with this in China, which is quite staggering. 2 million.
I mean, there's a saying that in China, if you're 1 in a million, there are 1,000 people who can do your job, right? So like everything's just a bigger scale in China.
Well, also, you know, that kind of like sifting through a lot of data to pick up on the mood of a city is also, I know they did that in the UK. They did that during the London Olympics, where I think they had a tower that changed color depending on the mood of the tweets. So that's pretty interesting.
Well, that's true. You can do a lot of stuff like this. There's a company here in Boulder called Janip, and all they do is resell information from social networks to companies that are trying to do stuff like this. So yeah, it's certainly a huge industry. So if Coke wants to know how people are thinking about Coke, is it positive or negative right now, they can get this data and search through it and be, oh, people dislike Coke. Get one of those polar bear ads on TV right now, stat. And then the polar bear ad goes up, and everyone's, oh, I love Coke. It's the best.
That reminds me, it's Christmas soon, isn't it?
Yeah, get ready for the polar bears.
I like polar
Anyways, moving right along, old Samsung phones are banned in the U.S. because of an Apple patent ruling you might have noticed a couple years ago. That's in full effect now, so some of the older models of Samsung phones cannot be imported to this country I'm sitting in right now.
Wait,
because
I
of
thought
that.
nobody was importing them anymore anyway.
What? They weren't importing that many of them. They were still fighting it because they like selling their old stock because companies like to do that. But the new phones they've adjusted so they don't violate the patents anymore. Everyone's forgotten what the patents were. And, you know, Apple spent a lot of money fighting this, and it's kind of irrelevant now.
I think half the patents were eventually invalidated anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
Even by themselves, Apple invalidated their own patent. Or something.
You know what? I see the patent system at this point as a way of generating revenue for lawyers. It doesn't really do much else, but, you know, there aren't enough lawyers employed in the United States. I don't know if you know this. Law school graduates are having trouble finding work, so I see it as an economic thing. We need to incentivize patent trolls in order to provide more work for young graduates.
Didn't the judge in that case say something to the effect of, "Are you smoking crack?" I think to one of the attorneys.
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember the specific
to which you replied,
details.
"Why, yes, I am."
If you start listening to Technophilia from episode 1, which you should once a year, it's a ritual, really, you'll probably hear us say something about that at some point. But I'm too lazy to look it up right now. But there was definitely crack involved, yeah. I wrote a little rant in the past week about keep calm in posters. I know this is a little dated, but I'm really sick of people using the Keep Calm poster, the iconic one from your country, James, from World War II, and just putting random words. And the worst that I saw was over the summer I was at a park, and there's a whole group of people wearing Keep Calm. It's the Henderson family reunion shirts. And I'm just like, you're not even trying anymore. That's just sticking random words.
Oh, dude, I think we've got a title for the episode.
Yeah?
Keep Calm.
What's that?
That's Technophilia episode 84.
I will kill you.
Come on!
I will kill you.
You've got to do
chat
that.
Room,
You've
chat
got to
room.
do it now.
Tell me that that's not what we should do. Tell me that
we've
James
already got
is
the
stupid.
image for it, right? We can do this.
No,
Come
I don't
on.
want it. No. No.
Keep calm. It's Technophilia. We're doing it. It's done. We've decided. Awesome. Let's move on.
My favorite was The South Will Rise Again, though, because they literally just used the font and didn't use any other element of this.
Well, hang on. How do you know it was doing that then? Like,
they used the exact
maybe they
same
just
font
used
to
the
the
font.
exact same format.
what do you mean? Like,
Look at the article. Look at The South Will Rise Again. You'll see it.
like
It's
they didn't
clear.
just use the same font. You can't claim that's copying.
They used.
anything.
Oh, they
just
put a
used the
little
same
symbol
font.
at the top. They put the elephant that ironically represents Abraham Lincoln's party.
I thought that represented Obama or something.
No,
Obama's
Obama's a donkey.
What? You can't say that about your president. What?
The symbol of the Democratic Party is a donkey. The Republican Party is an elephant. But back in the 1800s, yeah.
That's the kind of thing that would get taken out of context on Twitter.
Yeah, what? The donkey thing? Oh,
Yeah, calling
Barack
Obama
Obama's
a donkey.
But the worst thing about this is someone actually built an algorithm to randomly generate Keep Calm posters. It just had a bunch of... Oh, hey!
Hey! She
How
just
you
got
doing?
home from work.
Just for lunch.
A fellow Technophilia listener.
Hey,
What's up? I was hoping you'd show up.
I'm gonna unplug the headphone moment.
Go for it.
Hey
All right.
guys.
Hey.
Home for lunch.
This is broken down into chaos. Cody, for those who are listening, has been walking around the apartment with his laptop for the last 3 minutes or so, and now...
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It probably looks pretty disorganized, but my laptop's running out of batteries, and it's just everything's going on right now.
The shit's falling apart everywhere. Oh my god, we're all gonna die.
Okay, the chat room is telling James that this is a dumb idea. So.
Well, generally speaking, the
dumb,
chat
so
room
who
thinks
cares?
that most of James's ideas are dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't.
And generally speaking, they're right.
Yeah, they're definitely right.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll hear more from
Can't even
Caitlin
argue
later.
that. Yep.
But what I was saying is that they built an algorithm that randomly took like verbs and nouns and put it after the word keep calm, and all these randomly generated shirts would actually be sold on Amazon. And for a brief time, this company was selling a shirt that said keep calm and rape off until someone noticed it and the whole story came up. So like this is such a predictable poster design that they actually made machines to generate random ones in the hopes that someone will see it and be like, oh, I want that. Now, why the word rape was inserted into this list, I have no idea. That just seems like a bad decision. Maybe they just grabbed the entire dictionary. I don't know. But anyways, stop making. Keep Calm died like 2 years ago. Stop making these. Everyone.
I wonder what Winston Churchill would say if he knew that one day it would be used as a Henderson family reunion.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's hard to imagine.
I'd be pretty happy with it.
But then someone would tell him in America, and you'd be like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense.
Well, I think he went back in time and said this is going to become an internet meme at some point. What would the look on his face be when he tried to comprehend internet meme?
The word meme is 40 years away. So.
And the word internet is even further?
And yet the word internet, that's not even, So anyways.
Actually, you know what? He probably had, like, cable internet in his secret bunker somewhere that, the rest of the world didn't have access to.
Then what was on it?
Internet things.
Hey, we've still got a Microsoft bashing story coming up, so let's speed
along. So we got to move along here a little bit. Okay. The U.S. government shutdown told in Lego. Dave P. shared this on Facebook. It's a pretty decent summary. I like the Lego representations of John Boehner. No, it doesn't really make sense of it completely, but I really like that they just glued paper pictures of people's head onto the little minifigs. So look at it. It's about as dumbed down as you can possibly make this situation. James still doesn't get it. So there you go.
No, I got the bit where they just said no to everything, and they kept saying no. I don't really. Yeah.
It makes me think of CNN. For every presidential election, they try to explain the concept of primaries, and they'll bring out like the little blue stick figures and the little red stick figures, and you realize that if you try to explain something complicated with like new visuals, it just doesn't work. It doesn't always mean anything.
Yeah, it's really hard. But anyway, I like the idea of explaining things with Legos. I should have a column on the site where I explain things with Legos because I think it's a solid concept everyone can understand. You can be a little proud of your country this week because A, its government is running, James, and B, you've made your 1 millionth Raspberry Pi. So good job,
Awesome.
Britain. You're okay. Also, I'm a big fan of PG Tips, so I admire
I don't think
you.
they're made in Britain.
It says it's Britain's most popular tea on the box.
Yeah, our most popular food is curry. I mean, we didn't make that either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyways, 1 million Raspberry Pis that you actually made, so you can feel good about that. Good job, Britain.
I have a Raspberry Pi.
Do you? How's it working for you?
It's fine. I have XBMC installed on it, and then it watches videos.
I think it's so funny that you own basically every console and you still bought a Raspberry Pi to watch videos on.
Well, because the consoles only let you watch videos through traditional
means. What does XBMC not install onto exactly? That would be a shorter list to make.
Yeah, that's true. You can put it on anything, but you can't put it on consoles.
But what else can you install it on that costs $35?
That's true. That's a good question.
I think the coolest use of the Raspberry Pi I've seen is to actually install it in a coffee maker so that you can have make coffees by text. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh my goodness, really? That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, you can actually text what kind of coffee you want. It's pretty cool.
What kind? Like it's a K-cup that grabs the right arm or something? Or how are they doing that?
I don't remember. It's been a little while since I saw the video, but I don't know a Keurig. I think it's a... I'm not sure. I'd have to rewatch it, but they installed the Raspberry Pi on the back.
That's great. Cool. That's fantastic. Fox News is hiring tiny people to sit in front of iPads, apparently, and stand behind the news broadcasters. I don't know if you saw this yet.
That was actually all I had to say about the article. I looked at the picture at the top, and it's just so hilarious.
This is so funny.
Really, really small.
It looks like they're just... Okay, so Fox News has a new...
Like big tablets. It looks like they're really, really small.
It looks like they're tiny people sitting behind them. So Fox News set up a new studio with a bunch of giant Windows 8-based tablets, and people just sit there, and it doesn't even look comfortable to use these things. There's no keyboard
visible. I love a video
visible.
leak where they're all being honest about how usable it is. They're like, God damn it, why did they give us these bloody...
This is a piece of shit.
It'd be cool to watch.
I'm looking at these people working, and I'm like, that doesn't look comfortable at all. But it really does when the newscaster stands in front of them. It looks like they're really far away and very small. It's perfect, really. So yeah,
It's perfect for
Fox.
Fox News.
Way to really show that you've got a grasp on the latest technology. This is wow.
Well, the way to really succeed is obviously you can't just stay afloat with thoughtful, thorough, creative reporting. You have to bring in new, larger screens.
What are you? What are you? An Al Jazeera fan? I'm American, man. Thoughtful reporting. This just did. The government's shutting down, and it's Obama's fault. Yeah, that's gonna sell way better. No, we talk a lot about media bias here, but I really believe Fox's main bias is getting as many people to watch as possible. And if people like giant tablets, they'll watch. But more than anything, people like being told that they're right. And Fox is in the business of telling people that everything you think right now, it's right. You're right. Isn't it comforting to know that you're right? You're right. So, yeah, thoughtful reporting, not American. Sorry, that's my right. Go watch. You see, it's really funny because to us, the BBC is thoughtful reporting, and then Brits are like, oh, it's crap. They don't have any substance at all. So I guess it's all just relative, what you get used to over time.
My idea is I try never to complain about the media seriously because I think that with the internet we all have access to thousands, like hundreds of thousands of media sources, and so I feel like if you ever complain about the media, it's always at least a little bit your fault for not finding alternatives. There's always a source to fit any kind of interest.
Yeah, but if anyone ever in a news article complains about the mainstream media's spin, you can safely ignore them because they're probably stupid. Because there is no mainstream media anymore. What are you even talking about? Anyways.
Yeah, we're the mainstream media.
Yeah, Technophilia. We're the mainstream media, brought to you by A Couch in Boulder.
I'm going to correct Dave in the chat room where he says we don't think the BBC is crap. Actually, we do think the BBC is crap.
Some people think the BBC
So
is crap.
you're wrong.
Reality has a liberal bias, Dave. I don't know.
What? What did you say?
I said reality has a liberal bias. I don't know. I don't know what it's like in England, but I feel like you're accused of having a liberal bias if you say that climate change is a thing. So at that
I feel
point,
like liberal bias is a buzzword, so shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the real we can
keep
keep getting in depth into the I think the real bias in the media is balance. I think balance is a bias because everyone's so afraid of being too liberal or being too conservative that they just let both sides say their piece as though both sides are equally right. And leave it at that, and people can decide who they think is right. That's not your job.
So Fox News doesn't have that problem, I guess.
No, they don't have balance bias. They've got another problem altogether. If they would just admit, we're a conservative news station, then fine, do what you do. That's better than pretending to be balanced when you're not. But anyways, yeah, the FBI seized $3.3 million worth of digital currency. So Bitcoins, there's some problems here. You can get them. Michael Delves on Facebook posted a link to a Wired article. You guys should check it out. Kashi is sharing an article about how Snowden's email provider tried to use a tiny font to foil the FBI. They thought if the font was too small, no one would read it, basically.
Wait. Are we not going to talk about this Bitcoin story?
Oh, you can. I just figured it's 10:15. No.
It's quite interesting, though.
Okay, go ahead. Break it down.
Well,
Sorry.
you remember how the FBI seized Bitcoins from the Silk Road?
Yes.
And as you know, everything on Bitcoin is recorded in the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you look at it, you can trace it, and you can find out the address of the government, where their account, their wallet, basically, their Bitcoin wallet. So what everyone started doing was to send them a very, very small amount of Bitcoins, like 0.0001 Bitcoin. Yeah. And with each Bitcoin, you can attach a message. So they were effectively kind of privately tweeting the government at their Bitcoin address using Bitcoins, which I thought was awesome.
I think this is a great new scheme by the FBI. It's an alternative revenue source for the government. Maybe that's how they're running when the Park Service is closed. Oh yeah, you clever hackers keep giving us money and you might find out where we are. Oh no. This is terrible. You guys.
It's an interesting way to protest.
Yeah. By sending the government money.
Yes. Well, sending them effectively nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll never see it coming.
Bastards.
I wonder if they can ignore them or something. Or if it's like you have to read every message that comes in with your Bitcoins. Anyway, I thought it was a good story. So what are we talking about? Tiny fonts for tiny researchers with big tablets?
Yeah, they basically sent the information that the government asked for over using a font so small that they couldn't read it. An 11-page printout in 4-point type. So they're just being frustrating, but you know what? The government has magnifying glasses, and I think they use them.
Yeah, did they not just click Zoom? I don't want to...
Well, no, they sent paper copies, so they'd have to, like, scan it.
Oh,
and then click Zoom.
paper copies.
Paper. Yeah, I know. We tend to forget paper exists. That's what they used before Twitter.
I thought this would build it. Copy-paste. Okay.
Copy-paste. Increase size.
There we go.
I think the worst thing about it is that if I remember correctly, it was a key. It was an encryption key. So if you misspell one single number or character, then the whole thing doesn't work. So I mean, I doubt, like you said, I bet they had it. They didn't have to do it by hand, I'm sure. But so it's pretty crazy.
Oh my God, you're right. He sent 5 2,560 character SSL encryption keys on an 11-page paper printout. In 4-point type. Oh my God, you bastard. That is ridiculous.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty great.
That's awesome.
There's another article here with more information about the capture of the Dread Pirate Roberts from Kashi. And Pierre Letopo sent a link to an article about how we can't yet trust the NSA to do our backups because apparently the data center in Utah caught fire or something. It's not working. They need to fix it up. Yeah. So don't worry for now, I guess. What were they spying us with this thing not running? I'm so confused. Anyways, yeah. Thanks, Pierre. Really appreciate it. That's all the stories we had this week. Did you want to go over anything else yet, Cody?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on the show. It's been really fun talking with you.
It's been a lot of fun. We've had some guests on who've been kind of good, but I really like having someone who really knows the rapport of the show already. So I think we're going to do more Technophiliacs in the week to come.
You know what, Cody? Anytime you make a new web app, feel free to come on. We'll take the piss out of it.
Yeah, we'll make fun of it.
Honestly, man, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I really want to be mocked now. I'm expecting that, all right? So you guys can keep it up.
Technophilia for the latest in what Cody does and why it sucks. You don't need to be asked.
I mean, I'll only ask if you could create a slightly different version for employers. That would be really nice. But
for just when people go to the site, it's like, are you thinking of hiring Cody? Yes, click here. Welcome to Technophilia 84. Cody's great. You should hire him. I'm pretty sure your employers aren't going to listen to anything on the show because, like, it's not text, so we can say whatever we want until someone makes it text. It's fine. Dave P still uses paper. Good job.
Dave P doesn't use anything. He's worthless.
Yeah, I like him. I'm going to defend his honor. I like that guy. Hey, if you guys like the show, please. I know iTunes sucks, but if you could go to iTunes and tell iTunes that we don't suck, it helps us a lot. Just leave a rating. And if you don't like the show, don't. If you want to follow us during the week, you can follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Technophilia podcast. You can also find us on Twitter @TheTechnophilia. I'm Justin Pott @JHPott. You can follow Dave @Sidox. Don't follow James. And you can follow Cody. No, you can't. He said you didn't like Twitter, didn't he?
Oh, well, I have a website, CodyRomano.com, if you ever want to talk about technology or anything.
Throw that in the outline here, and we'll put it up on the site so people can grab it, okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Sweet. So, Cody, looking for work. If you run a startup and you want someone who's a bad enough dude to put up with my nonsense for about an hour and a half, you should hire this guy. Did Caitlin run away from us?
Oh no, she's over. Caitlin, you want to say goodbye? They're just signing off.
Yeah, sure.
So Caitlin,
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh, I'm gonna turn and take the headphones out for a minute. So Caitlin wanted to join us, but she's working on the Keystone XL pipeline. She's one of the people who's routing it, so she had to spend the whole day destroying the environment today.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service to the great nation of Canada. Everyone talks about it like it's this American thing.
I don't want to sound ignorant here. What? What's a...
Say what?
What's a Keystone pipeline?
Yeah.
Canada wants to... The
What's a
TransCanada
Keystone
company,
pipeline?
That's what James is
I know,
saying.
right?
He doesn't get the same media we do, okay?
Oh yeah,
He just reads about...
It's a long pipeline connecting Canadian oil to our Gulf Coast refineries. So getting
because we're too lazy in Canada to build our own refineries, so we're gonna
need more
pipe
infrastructure.
it down there. Yeah.
You're giving.
Well, they're running.
Yeah.
They're running out of
People always
oil
give
to
her-
refine. Go ahead.
I was gonna say people always give her a hard time for it, and I say that I joke that she's routing it through puppy stores and what else? Orphanages.
Because there's tons of those in Nebraska, and it's really hard to miss them. Because it's not like there's any open space in this part of the country that the pipeline's going through, right? It's all very densely populated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to listen to the show after it goes on iTunes or afterwards. This is on.
You
have to
probably should.
apologize.
You were far too mean.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice to Cody here. And then James I can't control him. I don't know if you had that impression yet, but it really, really didn't work. But it's been a lot of fun.
I'll condone it. Sounds good.
You seemed to downright enjoy it last time, so I'm not.
I just thought it was so funny. Like, what are the chances?
We won't ask you guys to cover our therapy bills after this.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You get the fucked up humor.
No, it's a small world. I'm just. It's a really great. It's so fun that you enjoyed us making fun of you. It's been a great couple of weeks. So thanks for coming on. We'll have to do it again sometime. Maybe you can just host for us some week, Caitlin.
Maybe I can.
I'd like a week off. You can just do it yourself, maybe. That could be probably a better show than what we have now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys take care.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks again, guys. I'll see you.
Okay, see you around. I'm gonna do the art now. Oh, he's left. So yeah, it's time for the after show, or as some people call it, the real show. We're gonna do the art. The Kevin Bacon pipeline, really, Kashi? Whatever. Yeah. So I'm gonna log off and log back on over in the kitchen over there as usual. James, keep people amused for 10 seconds.
10.
Oh my God, Dave, what are we gonna do?
8, 7, 6, 5. 4.
No, seriously.
3, 2, 1.
What are we supposed to be doing?
Keep people entertained for 10 seconds. I just counted backwards from 10. I thought that was highly entertaining.
Say something. Tell us what you've been playing this week, Dave. Still GTA?
Magic 2014 on the Steams. Magic the Gathering.
Tragic. What happened to GTA? Have you given up on that now?
I beat it. And the online is stupid and shitty.
What? I thought you said that was like a big part of it and was going to change
Well, it was supposed to be before it came out, but it turns out it's a fucking piece of shit.
Why is it a piece of shit, Dave? Seriously.
Because all you do is just play deathmatch.
Is that not good in GTA?
No, I want like co-op missions and doing heists with my friends and stuff. I don't want to fucking...
Oh, aren't they going to bring out heists soon, though?
Supposedly, but for the time being, it's dumb.
I think if you want to play doing heists, you need to buy Payday 2 or something.
Well, I wanted to basically do the cool, fun missions that are in single player in multiplayer, and instead it's just a bunch of team deathmatches and other bullshit.
That would be good if you each take one of the characters.
Or, well, it could just be your guy. I just want to do, like, cool mission types, not just play deathmatch and do races.
I admit I haven't touched it yet. I did the first race and I seriously fucked up. I like missed one and then I drove straight through thinking it would let me go to the next one and it didn't, so I had to turn around and go back and then I was...
We had no gaming stories this week, did we?
No.
No wonder you didn't talk this week, Dave. You have to add gaming stories.
I said too many things.
There wasn't a lot of gaming news.
People in the chat room are complaining that you only said like 10 words.
They're always complaining. I don't care what they say. Yeah, Dave, I know more levels open up, and I've played some of the ones that are over level 10 because I was in a group of people who are over level 10, and all they were was like, yo, this guy's got some drugs. You need to go get those drugs and bring them to me. It's like the same type of missions that were in GTA 3 when they didn't have like the horsepower to actually make missions that were compelling and interesting. Instead, it's just like the most generic, simplest bullshit you could possibly come up with. And that's just dumb.
Someone needs to make a Grand Theft Auto MMO, like a proper one.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Hey, was there any good suggestions for the title? We've got James Lazy.
Yes. Keep calm. It's Technophilia.
That's
really
no.
Come on, we've got the graphic already done for that, dude. We don't even have to think about it.
You have to make the graphic this week, then.
No.
What? I don't have that font.
Oh, I don't know what the font is. I thought you knew what it was.
Well, I don't know. I refuse to participate in this if it's happening.
Oh.
Early in the chat room, no one said it was a good idea. And I'm a big fan of democracy when I think people agree with me. I'm much like the House GOP in that way. I'm hilarious. So anyone in the chat room like James's idea? Keep Calm and Technophilia podcast?
It doesn't matter what they think.
Keep Calm, Technophilia 84 is kind of shite. It does matter what they think.
Oh, whatever.
Because I hate you. I don't want to contribute to the problem.
How much of rolling up? There was an idea that I liked. It was good. I just got to find it.
They see me scrolling.
Most of them are about James sucking.
How I wish my oxen would make my coffee. In Latvia, we use Windows 8 to motivate the young people. One day, if you work very hard for many years, you may be able to afford to pirate a copy of Windows 8. It's this Latvian.
Do that again with a Russian accent.
I can't do a Russian accent.
How about wine corks and roast beef?
Who wanted us to translate the entire make use of site to Latvian. There's like 5 million people in Latvia.
Oh, Scudderman's approving my idea.
Oh, which one? Oh, Scudderman! I thought you were cool, dude.
Dude, what about
carry on podcasting?
Wine corks and roast beef. That's from
Obama is a donkey. There was that one.
No.
James.
Wine corks and roast beef. I'm telling you, that's the way to go.
Wine corks and roast beef. Oh, I feel like we should name it in honor of Cody, who so generously came onto the show after we made fun of him. Chinese tweet novel is up here. 100% unnatural. Europa, fuck yeah. Oh man, I wish we could do that.
Hey, baby.
I'm thinking of like generic European things to put in the same context they usually do the American one. Europa, fuck yeah. Coming along as if the motherfucking day, yeah. It's the best song. Hater, not a lover. James likes oxen. Who's generic Indian?
Koshi.
Wine corks and roast beef. That was Alex Meyer, who I think is going to be our guest next week, so look forward to that. I want our guests to be technophiliacs for a while, because I just feel like it's more fun than people who come on the show wanting to talk about their stuff and don't want to talk about stupid stuff, because I like the stupid stuff. Thanks, Obama. I'm just going through the chat room now, because I feel like I couldn't keep up with the conversation during the show, so I'm just doing the chat room. I tried tipping a Chinese person once. It didn't go well. What? Man, all of these things out of context are just fantastic. Hey, am I still on?
Yeah.
You broke. Yeah, you are.
What the hell, James?
What?
So I like Europa, fuck yeah, but I can't use that for obvious reasons.
I like James to fall off a cliff.
It's a bit harsh. I feel like this is a really riveting after show.
Honestly, that's the real problem with them. This is the best. Well, what do you want? Okay, I'm gonna share it. We'll make the stupid keep calm and it's Technophilia 84. I'll use the keep calm generator because apparently that's something we do now. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen here and we're gonna do this. It's not my fault that if I stop talking, you guys stop talking. That's not.
Everything is your fault.
Hey, welcome to my desktop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, I know.
I didn't realize there was a generator.
Gonna go to keepcalmomatic. Yeah, keepcalmomatic.co.uk. It's English.
Keep calm.
You guys have made two things. You've made
it's Technophilia.
Come on here. It's not loading.
Oh, I got it. Technophilia.
So now you get to see the riveting loading screen. Loading.
Oh,
loading,
now it
loading.
doesn't fit.
Loading. And if you guys want to stop this from happening, you should suggest something better besides no, 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 no. Are you using one of the generators, Jim? Cody is great. James.
Yeah, this is awesome. If you look down at the recently added ones, I can see exactly why you hate this. Keep calm and enjoy Saturdays. Keep calm and vote for Asarava.
Put it on the screen because I can't get it to load here.
How do I do that?
I just tried to throw candy in my mouth. Oh.
Did I break something? So look, I've got keep calm and it's Technophilia something something, but Technophilia doesn't fit on. Oh, hang on, we can change the width. How big do we need it? Let's make it 1200 by 1200.
600 by 600.
600 by.
And you have to say it's Technophilia 84, because otherwise I have to fit the words Technophilia 84 onto it somewhere.
Okay. 600 by 600.
Oh wait, it's loading for me a little bit. Oh, here we go.
Oh, but that doesn't fit. We'll have to.
And you should make the
down
background Earth.
No. There we go. That's perfect. Isn't it? Now, how do we generate this?
Yeah, that looks okay.
How do we?
Oh, I hate this so much. I hate that we're doing this.
Please enter your name. Screw you. There we go. There's our thing.
Keep calm and visit our shop. They're doing it. Oh, this is the worst.
What's that?
Oh, I feel so dirty. That's way easier than usual. We should always just use meme generators to make our art. KC and the Keep Calm Sunshine Band. Nice. James sucks. I agree, but you know what? We need something better. Tell me something better and I'll make it, guys. I'm here for you. Here for you. Wait, I need. So I had fan music downloaded here in my podcast folder, and one of you guys deleted it. Now I don't have it anymore, so I'm sad. We got the 600 uploaded somewhere.
Hang on. I'm just
Yeah, the Tea Party doesn't particularly dislike the NSA.
How do I add media?
You can't vote for the Tea Party, people. It's not like a party in this sense of the word.
Where are you going? I don't hear you, Justin. Did Justin break? I think he broke, dude. Dave, speak.
What?
See, you haven't broke. I think Justin broke. Crap. Right, finish the podcast so I can download this shit.
Where's Justin?
I think he's gone. I think he's broke.
Why are you wearing eyes and a tiara and a mustache?
Don't I look sexy?
You look like a dumbass.
Huh. Wow.
But I generally expect you to look like a dumbass, so it's all sensible now.
Ooh, Justin joined again from somewhere else.
It's all becoming clear to me.
Can we kill the podcast now?
Alright, kill it.
Kill it? Can't hear a word you're saying, Justin. You're muted. Justin? Justin? Nope, still can't hear you. Kill it. Alright, kill it. We're killing it. We're killing it.
Alright, kill it.